So apparently, Asmongold has put out a video called Classic Cage, quoted it. And she said, PlayStation fanboys always prove to be the dumbest, most pathetic clout chasers on this platform. One of the most dedicated haters literally got mopped the fuck up by Asmongold. So I'm very curious. It was a 3-minute and 34-second clip. I was like, let's just watch it. If hopefully it's funny. We can get some laughs before we get into the topics for the day. So let's see what Asmongold has to say about supposed PlayStation fanboys. Let's see what's going on here. Let's raise the volume. Let's go.
Now, you can make a decision based off of anything else, but the game is good. So you have one person. Now, people like you conscripted the game into the culture war. I did not conscript the game into the culture war. The people working at the company did whenever they said that they were Antifa, and they had employees at the company actively cheering and joking about the death of Charlie Kirk on the day that it happened. So, no, I don't think that I conscripted the game.
I'm not going to lie. It's a real base response. I like how the people who are tired of the culture war are the ones who don't want to admit that they're the ones who started the culture war, right? So like the angry response that they claim that we are constantly doing all the time, that doesn't just happen for no reason, right? You don't just go out there and get angry at something for no reason, right? If there is an angry response, especially on a mass scale, it is because it is responding to something that is happening, right? And clearly what is happening all the way since the beginning was let's just talk about Gamergate 2, for example. Gamergate 1 was about ethics and journalism, right? Gamergate 2, totally different. But for Gamergate 2, what ended up happening was that a company had some employees that were angry that there was a gamer that wanted to keep track with his own little Steam page. He wants to keep track of what a certain company was involved in. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to keep track with who works on what game. I mean, we talk about it all the time. So they didn't like that. And Chris Kindred decided at Sweet Baby Inc. to want to try to take down not only the Steam page, right? He tried to get it reported and taken down, failed, by the way. Steam told him it doesn't break TOS. But then he also, after failing at that, tried to get Kabrutus banned from Steam, which also failed, by the way. So then, once it came out that Kabrutus was being targeted by Sweet Baby Inc. or employees at Sweet Baby Inc., there was a massive backlash that happened with that. There was a massive response. Everything gamers do is always massive. There's never anything that's like light amount of reaction. It's always either super positive, super negative. If gamers are in the middle with you, then they really don't give a fuck about your game. You're considered whatever. So there was a massive backlash over that. And then, of course, like clockwork, the mainstream gaming journalism, who thought they had all the power, decided to run hit pieces and articles, basically leaving out information, lying by omission, which resulted in an even bigger backlash, an even bigger response. And then the rest is history. All the situations that happened after that has happened, and that's where we're at. So this situation, when you have somebody, people like whoever this person is, who they constantly say, oh, you guys created the culture war. You guys did it. No, we did not. You did. When you wanted to use gaming as a means for social change, when you are the ones who are teaching about Marxism in gaming at your GDC conference, when you are the ones who are deciding to bring politics that are not even interwoven into the story at all in any good way whatsoever, you decided to just say, well, it's politics for the sake of politics, and you should like it because it's the right politics. No. If you're going to bring politics into the game, make it make sense within the world story. Otherwise, people are going to sniff it out real quick and call it out for the bullshit that it is. You are the ones that did that. And people just decided to respond to it. And with the rise of social media, especially after the lockdowns, what happened with the lockdowns and COVID is that everybody got a microphone, right? Everybody got a microphone. Literally everybody. Everybody got a microphone. People started podcasting. People started streaming. People started working from home. And the voices that used to be suppressed, especially after Twitter got bought out, became louder and louder and louder. Or some voices that were never even heard are now being heard. So All of this combined has created this world where people are monitoring things. Yes, people are looking at things, of course. People are paying attention more than ever. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing for people to pay attention now more than ever. I understand that the industry relies on the mindless consumer. I totally get that. The industry relies on the consumer being mindless. But I mean, the truth is that's just not the case anymore. And to be fair, most people are still pretty mindless, but the number is drastically less now. More and more people are waking up than ever. Hypno is speaking facts. I know he won't reply in chat while recording his vids. I'm not recording a video. This is a fast topic. I'm just pretty passionate about it.
I think that they, and to be honest, they enlisted themselves, but also people bring it up too. I think it's a little bit of both. It's because it's certainly not because of me, though. I'll tell you that. It's because people like you that we have to bear these retarded conversations. Stop acting like.
No, it's not. It's not because of people like Asmongold that you have to bear these retarded conversations. It's because of the people who are making these games and people like you that lie about these people to protect them and to protect yourself because you want to maintain access or try to get access if you don't have it. These conversations that are happening is because you guys are the ones that want to put this shit into video games, and then you expect people to not be able to say anything about it. You would love to live in a world where you could just do whatever you want, say whatever you want, and nobody can say anything about it. But you are also allowed to criticize people and say whatever you want about people. How many times do you call someone a Nazi or a bigot or a racist in your day, every day? Every day, I guarantee you, if I were to look at your profile pages and see how many times you use the words racist, Nazi, bigot, transphobe, homophobe, whatever, I guarantee you it's multiple times a day. And meanwhile, you're going to complain about other people having conversations about video games. Bro, this is almost why I want to say these people are not real gamers. And if they are, they must have lost touch with what gaming has always been. I don't know about you guys. I've been gaming for an awfully long time, sometimes too long. Okay, I think back to some of my earlier years of playing certain video games, and honestly, I smile. But then I also remember we used to fight all the time. All the fucking time. Who's the best character? What's the best game? What's the best console? What's the best? Bro, and then not only that, in the MMORPG scene, people argue about everything all the time. We need more casual content. No, we need more hardcore content. You got to make things easier. You got to keep things difficult. Raiding is too many people. We don't want 40-man raids. We want 20-man raids. 40-man raids are too hard to schedule. Give us 20-man raids. They're easier to. Oh no, 20-man raids are too hard to schedule. Give us 8-man raids, bro. How do you think Final Fantasy 14 got 8-man raids? You know what I'm saying? You used to fucking argue all the goddamn time. We still do to this day. So you trying to sit here and pretend like, oh, it's because of you we have to bear these conversations. We've been having these conversations for decades, bro. Except the only difference is now, due to the rise of social media, politics is more prominent with young people now more than ever. So unfortunately, young people who are a little bit too fucking stupid sometimes, they see politics in everything. In everything. Could be left, could be right, doesn't matter. Like, they see politics in everything. Everything's got to be political now. But that's partially or mostly your fault. People like this. Anyway.
It's tiresome or exhausting for you. You and all your controversy farming YouTubers caused this. Fuck you. So, in order to...
Controversy farming YouTubers. Oh my God. Just tell me you're fucking envious, bro. Controversy farming YouTubers. You know, it's amazing that, again, we live in this world where people want to see things the way they want to see it, right? People like this. What they're doing is they're fighting whatever they view you as on Twitter. Even if that's not what you are, they're fighting that version of you because in their mind, they've made it up that is you no matter what. And they need that to be you. They need that to be you to justify why they act the way they do or what they say what they say every day. When they use words like racist, bigot, misogynist, transphobe, they need you to be what they think you are in their mind because that way it justifies every word they use. This is how it goes every single day on social media. So they don't actually want to have a conversation with you. At the end of the day, you are what you are because I believe you to be that. So that is what it is. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. And it's a fucking shame. So you're going to call it controversy farming, which proves that, again, you don't watch Asmongold's content because I've seen him praise games before. I seen him make an hour-long stream about fucking Expedition 33, not shutting the fuck up about it. In all actuality, he clipped it into like 4 or 5 different videos praising Expedition 33 and other games as well. But you want to call it controversy farming. Just like earlier today in the chat before we began the stream, we had somebody trying to claim that we're crying about Ghosts of Yotei sales because we keep talking about the numbers. What kind of logic is that? We talk about numbers for video games all the time, for all video games. I'm about to talk about multiple video games today and their numbers. So when I go and praise Battlefield 6 because it's doing amazing numbers-wise, is that crying? I'm still talking about the numbers. I've been talking about Battlefield 6 numbers for how many weeks now? Is that crying because I keep talking about the numbers? That logic doesn't make any fucking sense. But again, it's all about what they perceive it to be. It has to be true because I perceive it to be that.
Understand why this person is mad. Number one, they're bald. Okay. I mean, I think that we all know that.
Oh, that is so unnecessary. That is great. That is great.
But more importantly, they're a console fanboy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What? This oh, my God, bro. PS5 logos everywhere. Oh, my God. I hear Kino Casino in the back of my head. I hear him. He's like, he's bald. He's losing hair. He doesn't have it anymore. He's bald. His testosterone is low. You're bald.
So this is, again, this is insane. So you have somebody, a console fanboy. So he's not mad. He's not mad at me for saying negative things about Ghosts of Yotei because it was woke. He's mad at me for saying negative things about Ghosts of Yotei because it was on PlayStation 5. Correct. Don't act like you care about this. You don't give a shit about it.
Correct. He's so right. It's disgusting. He is so right. He is disgusting. It is disgusting in a good way because Asmon is on the nose here. The only reason why this person is angry is because he is talking about a PlayStation 5 exclusive currently. It's not going to be exclusive. We all know they're going to whore that game out everywhere. It's only a matter of time, including to Xbox most likely. But that is the reason why he's mad. Because if this was an Xbox game, do you think this person will be going this hard? Absolutely not. Of course not.
You just don't want to have PS5 look bad. And I said the only thing more pathetic than culture warriors are console warriors. So I guess you've got me beat there. I played the game and judged it on the merits of its gameplay.
I like how Asmongold makes videos showcasing his own tweets and conversations that he has on X. And then when I make a video talking about the tweets and the conversations I've had with Sony boys on X, I get comments from haters saying, oh my God, you're making another video about tweets again. I'm like, yeah, it's my fucking tweets. It's my tweets, which means I'm going to make a video about it. Absolutely. And we're going to talk about the conversations that I've been lucky enough to have during the day. Yeah, absolutely. And guess what, bitches? You're going to click on it. Every single one. For the people complaining about me making videos on my own tweets, you click every goddamn video. You are one of the first ones there. It's like you give me the literal infinite content glitch and you're here commenting on every single one. It's crazy.
Play same as I do with every game. You can criticize the actions of the devs without applying bias to the game. Now, did Baldy respond?
No, probably not. Probably not.
Baldy did, in fact, not respond.
Just like when I did the numbers for the PlayStation shill, they tried to use ratings as a mean for for like whatever. Like he tried to use ratings as a mean to showcase sales, and I used his own math against him. And then all the Sony boys came after me for using his own math against him. But you know who didn't come back? The one that I quote tweeted. He never responded. Still to this day, he never responded to that thread. A couple of days later, never responded.
What a surprise. I mean, again, he's probably too busy. He's too busy trying to buy another PlayStation 5. Stupid Baldy. I guess so, right? He roached out. Yeah, big surprise. And you can see all these comments here. And then he's defending this. He's defending getting mad about this. Another thing here, PlayStation 1 times. This Oni. Oh, there we go again. Another comment about this. This is about Mark Carney. And then this is State of Play, Sony Interactive. This is unironically a console fucking warrior. A bald 30-year-old console warrior who's mad at me because I didn't like the new Sony exclusive.
Which is wild, by the way, to be a console warrior in 2025. What does that even mean, bro? Your own consoles are abandoning exclusivity. Meanwhile, you are exclusively giving them your heart, mind, and soul. How is that even a thing anymore?
And I didn't even say it was bad. I said it was like a 6 out of 10 game. It was okay. Like, it wasn't great. I thought some of the parts of the story were silly, but I didn't think it was a horrible game.
But that's the thing. See, you can't say that. You can't say that because in their minds, you are the right-wing extremist, Nazi, bigoted chud. That's what you are to them. So if you start talking and with a little bit of nuance and say, you know what, the game's good here, bad here, in between here, when you start breaking it down and reviewing the game based on just the game, they are looking for you to be a right-wing Nazi chud. And if you don't give them that, they lose their fucking minds. They lose their minds because they're desperately trying to convince everybody that you're a right-wing Nazi chud. That's what they're trying to do. And they've already convinced themselves there's no changing their mind. They're going to have that in their mind for the rest of their days. Yeah, I know he's not right-wing. That's my point. That is my point. In their minds, they view him to be a right-wing Nazi chud. So they constantly look for that. They constantly look around and say, okay, well, I need you to say something that is Nazi right-wing chud. Please, 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 please. Please. And then when you just say, you know, the game's good here, bad here, good here, bad here, they don't want that because they don't want to talk about the game. And it's so funny because they keep saying, well, nobody wants to talk about the game. Everybody wants to talk about politics. You don't want to talk about the game either. You just want your politics to be validated. That's what you want. You want your hatred for someone to be validated, and you want your own personal politics to be validated. That's what you're looking for.
I'll probably play through it whenever it comes out on PC in a couple of years, but I'm not going to play it on a console. What do you think I am, a caveman? Of course not.
I laugh because I said before the whole drama happened, I said I'm not going to fucking buy Yote on console. Like, I'm not going to buy it on PS5. If I'm going to buy it, I'm going to buy it on PC, when it comes out on PC. That's when I'll review it. I don't care if it's a year later. I'm not in a rush to go play fucking Ghost of Yote. And then the whole drama happened, and I'm like, well, I'm just never going to play. I'm okay with that. And I just laugh because the way he says is like, I'm not a fucking caveman. I'm thinking to myself, God damn, did I sound elitist when I said that? Like, I'm not gonna buy it on a console, you peasants. Like, that sounds horrible. I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
I'm gonna wait for it to come out on the real platform, the computer. What are we doing? Of course not. Yeah, it's mediocre. I thought it was like a 6 out of 10. It's like a 6 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10 game if I had played it more.
I'm gonna start using that. Every time we're talking about it. I'm not a fucking caveman. You think I'm going to play it on console?
It was okay, but it wasn't great. That's Jim.
Oh, by the way, for the people who are in the chat who are console gamers, that is a joke. Okay, that is a fucking joke. Some of these guys, they get super sensitive, and they're like, well, some of us can't afford. Yes, I know. You play on what you could play on. I'm not mad at you. It's a fucking joke. God damn. The fact that I even have to like preface that is crazy. Seriously, play on whatever platform you want to play on. I've said that many times over and over and over again. But I do think it's funny.
Generally, what my opinion is on it, right? Is it better than Battlefield? I doubt that. I mean, I'll probably spend more time enjoying Battlefield than I'll spend enjoying that game. I mean, you take that for what you will. But that's it. You can connect the keyboard to your mouse to the console. No, I want it to be on Steam. I don't want it to be on PlayStation 5. I want it to be on Steam, and I want to play it on my computer. And so anyway, Asmongold was right that people do not want to.
Actually, there's a comment that was just put in the chat that I find very interesting that I want to cover in this portion. So where is it at? Bird Dog says consoles are good because they get you in cheap. The problem is, like, that's kind of slowly going away. You know what I'm saying? Little by little, that is slowly going away because when you start adding everything up, it really isn't that cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's say you got a $700 console, because that's what they cost now. You know what I'm like, $700 console. And then you got to pay to play online, right? So you're probably not going to pick the cheapest service, right? So anyway, let's say you add $20, $30 a month, whatever. So even if you do like Xbox level ultimate tier, $20, $30, you're looking at $300 something a year, by the way, to play online and get other benefits. Not only that, if you want another controller, that's going to cost money. The game's brand new retail are very expensive. The sales that they have on PlayStation, some of them are good, but for the most part, they're nowhere near as good as PC. You know what I'm saying? Like after a while, it starts to fucking add up. You know, it starts to add up, and that's where it becomes like, I don't know. I could get like a mid-tier PC, not have to pay for online services. You know what I mean? Not have to pay, maximum price for video games half the time. That's the problem. So, but PlayStation does have one thing I will say though, again, to be fair, is that PlayStation and Xbox, they do have sales, right? Unlike somebody, I'm looking at you, Nintendo. PlayStation and Xbox, they have sales. They have sales. So it is beneficial. It's better that way. So you could wait, but their sales do not compare to PC. So you will have a higher point of entry for PC. Let's say you want a mid-range PC, $1,500 to $2,000. The truth is that after a couple of years, it kind of pays itself because you don't have to pay to play online. You know what I mean? You don't have to pay to play online. So the couple of $100 you're paying to these companies, you could just save that money. And that's if online play is important to you, which I think 95% of the players it's important to. Maybe there'll be 5% of players that they don't care about online play and they'll just play offline, and that's fine, that's fair. But otherwise, most people are going to want to play online, and the PC is going to pay for itself 10 times over. Plus, you have all the other access to everything else, right? You have access to literally everything else. And if you want to stream, you can stream from your PC, which makes it a lot easier. Obviously, you can stream from the PlayStation, but it's going to be trash. So there's pros and cons to everything. But yes, the entry is lower for consoles, but that is slowly but surely eroding away. So anyway, that's it for this particular topic. That was pretty funny from Asmongold, and I can't believe he absolutely decimated. What's that guy's name? Nicola. Yeah, I'm sure he's not going to say that. I'm sure he's going to probably make a bunch of tweets and complain about Asmongold again being a right-wing chud. But that's kind of how it goes.